Love is calling and we're answering. Welcome to the Lover List, where we bring you the most heartwarming love, dating, and relationship stories straight from Reddit. Don't miss out on the love. Like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Bridezilla asked BMs for Chanel wallet. Wedding is coming up this summer. Bride has made one demand after another. Some big requests, some small requests, but she has many requests. She wanted a weekend extravaganza for her bachelorette costing about $1,500 per attendee. She also wanted some very specific things for her bridal shower, like catered food, a flower crown for herself to wear, guests wearing a specific color, etc. But the icing on the cake is when she asked the bridesmaids to get her a Chanel wallet. Yes, you read that right. Wallet is $800 or so. I was shocked she made that request. Is this a thing? Do brides request expensive gifts from bridesmaids and state specifically what they want? And no, she hasn't paid for any of our dresses and isn't a generous person in general. In fact, she's the cheapest person I know. Her proposal to her bridesmaids consisted of a gift bag of items from the 99-cent store, and no, I'm not exaggerating. Cheap face masks, cheap bath salts that she put into Ziploc bags, and you get the picture. So it's really confusing why she thinks she can demand a Chanel wallet just because she's the bride. What is up with entitled brides and grooms these days? I'm fed up. I also forgot to mention that a bridesmaid is unable to attend bridal shower BC of a fertility procedure, and she asked the bridesmaid to postpone it until after her bridal shower. Oof, you know that it's going to keep getting worse the closer you get to the wedding. Personally, I'd be dropping out of the bridal party sooner rather than later. Some brides think their wedding is everybody's event of the century when it's maybe just a one-day party to everyone else. Looking nice and supporting her on the day is all that should be asked of the bridal party, with a few optional events beforehand. She sounds like a nightmare and way too entitled. The only way these greedy girls get to keep behaving like this is because they seem to be totally surrounded by people who do what they want. You're right, and it's definitely on purpose. No, I can't say that's standard, usual, or even okay. Generally, a bridal shower gift is something for the marriage/home/couple. Keepsakes, kitchenware, lingerie, even luggage if they are leaving on a honeymoon. Wedding gift is usually something for the couple, for their home, a keepsake, useful larger items. In recent years, contribution to honeymoon activities. You have a registry. People can buy off it, or not, and you can't demand or make them get anything, or anything in particular. A designer wallet is pushing the limit. Demanding anything in particular is pushing the limit as well. $1,500.00 for the bachelorette? Likely plus extras, pet sitting, childcare, small personal things, I'd have been out. That is an obnoxious amount of money to demand. I agree, except for lingerie. That's just weird to me. Is this truly that common? I don't need my grandma's and my fiancé's aunt to buy me lingerie. I don't get it. Why are you ladies still willing to put yourselves through all this? I would have walked at the first list of demands. Agree. Step down from the privilege of being her bridesmaid. Some people believe that a bride has the right to make certain requests, and they want to go along with it to try and be good, supportive friends. For example, most women will wear hideous BM dresses for a day. We all know some brides have weird taste. We've all seen hideous dresses for the BMs, but that's really not a big deal for most people. Happy to make the bride happy because we care about her. But that falls under the umbrella of being a reasonable thing for the bride to ask of her girlfriends. Some brides take it a little bit further, and then some take it a lot further. Some start off reasonable, then blindside people like abusers do. They hide their true self at first, then start off slowly and build up to the frequent and extreme assaults. And then there's the concept of pressure from other people, like family. You have to do what Kate wants because it's her day and you have to support her. No, I don't care if you're broke or can't travel because you've got a medical procedure scheduled on the same day as the bachelorette party. You'll ruin the wedding and the family if you don't do it, and everyone will hate you forever. There are many reasons that people go along with things that make other people say don't do it, you deserve better, but they can't stand against the pressure or something else is going on. I'd get her a Channel wallet from the sketchy guy downtown who sells bootleg purses and weed. What a demanding bioke. I heard from a friend her best mate was a bride and asked all the guests to put money towards a Hermes bag. So everyone got her a fake bag and a poster. Bride didn't say it had to be real. No. Drop out now while you still can. What a demanding, entitled bride wanted to call her something else but won't. I'm about to get married in 60 days. Destination wedding in Jamaica. We decided not to have a bridal party because we didn't want to obligate anyone. After my sister and fiancé's cousin confirmed they were going, we asked them to be MOH and BM. Didn't ask for anything from anyone because we know travel is so expensive. Fiancé's aunts threw me a super fun, tropical themed shower. I didn't make a registry, again. Travel is expensive enough, so I got lots of personal gifts that are meaningful and so much more special than some random towels I saw online. I also offered TO pay for both MOH and BM outfits. My sister refused and is paying for hers, but his cousin took the offer and I'm very glad we can help them in some way. They are allowed to choose whatever they want to wear with a few simple rules like please choose a muted green-blue color, super popular RN so fairly easy to find, and I wanted floor-length/pants/long sleeves. That's literally it lol I cannot imagine being so demanding and entitled. Absolutely disgusting behavior. Okay, I know my wedding was in 1996, but seriously what's with these destination bachelorette parties? We went to the country bar and did crazy shooters while I wore a t-shirt that had $1 a suck written on and lifesavers loosely sewn on it for the $1 prize. My hubby and his gang went to dinner and a strip club. Even our 45-person wedding was only $5,000 and we fed everyone dinner at a steakhouse, banquet room in the back of the restaurant. Save that crazy destination bachelorette money for a nice gift for the wedding. I got married in 2008 and even since then, I feel like weddings and everything that goes with them has spiraled out of control. Every wedding I've been to in recent years, well, the recent ones pre-COVID, has been straight off a Pinterest board. I just wasn't even thinking about half of those details at my wedding. In the real world, brides don't make demands on their bridal party members. Mostly because she'd like them to remain in her bridal party. But there's always the odd materialistic bride who thinks that her engagement is the angle she can use to get what she wants from her friends, family, and her bridal party. Her request seems out of line. Usually the bride gives each BM a gift, not the other way around. Is she asking this as a joint wedding or shower present from all of you? If so, that is very selfish of her to ask for a designer wallet for herself, as wedding/shower gifts are for the couple and not just for the bride. I was my best friend's maid of honor and I was the one that gave everyone gifts. The bride was supposed to give them? Usually a bride will gift something small to bridesmaids, a nice memento or a survival kit for day of, or maybe pay for makeup or nails. Just a little thank you. Never been MOH, but I assumed the bride might give MOH something slightly more substantial, but I also don't know how expected that is. And probably depends on the relationship, how things went, etc. It's probably not totally uncommon for MOH to help the bride put together gifts for bridesmaids, but it would be egregious if bride had MOH pay for them. Were they presented as being from you? You and bride? Just bride? No, entitled Bridezillas don't get to demand Chanel on top of everything else while they dish out 99-cent leftovers. You're never going to make her happy because nothing but the best is good for her special day. And if you try to reason with her, she'll throw a tantrum, cry, call you bad friend, threaten to never talk to you again, and make you a social pariah. Quit while you still have your sanity. This isn't going to get better. It's going much worse. No matter how she's been your friend, it's not worth it. Save yourself. Her proposal to her bridesmaids consisted of a gift bag of items from the 99-cent store, and no, I'm not exaggerating. Cheap face masks, cheap bath salts that she put into Ziploc bags, and you get the picture. So she got a bag of bath salts for $1 at the dollar store, aka cheap tat from China made by little kids who are all but slaves, and then split it into a bunch of baggies for the gift bags, which are essentially worthless. I wouldn't trust bath salts from a dollar store to not have harsh chemicals. I think OP should rally the other bridesmaids to sit down the bride and have a Bridezilla intervention. If, and that's a big if, I were so inclined to chip in over $100 with other bridesmaids to gift a bride who has done nothing but grift and cost them well over $1,000 thus far, well, it would not be for a designer bag that is merely to show off one's supposed taste and wealth. You have to take some of this on yourself. We all do. If we would just stiffen our spines and refuse to pay the equivalent of house payments and more that we can't afford on their day, paying for their Instagram and Facebook and TikTok videos, if we would just stop doing it, it would stop being a thing and weddings would go back to the celebration that the couple can afford. And isn't it interesting how they always ask so much from you, but it never seems to be reciprocated when it is your turn? Is this a USA thing? I'm from Europe. The only expectation I had from my bridesmaids was to show up half an hour before we needed to leave, help me into my dress, and take some photos together. I have no idea what the bridal shower even is. My hen do was G&amp, TS at my place, paid for by me, and cocktails in town paid for by everyone. We did rounds. And it was awesome. No stress, no ridiculous expenses, and everyone had fun. Wait, what is a bridesmaid proposal? Is that a thing now? And why do you have to go away to celebrate the bride? Why is she planning how she wants her shower? Okay, not going to lie, I'm a mom, but I like reading stuff like this, and because one day when my daughter gets married, I can kind of be on my toes and not inadvertently be a momzilla. But dang, this forum leaves me with so many questions. The entitlement is real. Where are the parents? They need to yank a knot in these kids. I would be horrified if our daughter acted this way. I've seen a couple of my friends do it. A few gifts and amp, a card that says I can't say I do without you. One of my friends got her bridesmaids really nice charm bracelets which were really beautiful. It varies. You kids can dismiss us boomers all you want, but when I was younger 60s and 70s, a wedding shower consisted of a small group of the girls' best friends putting on a surprise party at one of the girls' homes. They each brought 1 or 2 gifts, and a little center stage was made with a confetti-filled umbrella over the chair where the future bride would sit to open her gifts. When she sat down, they would release the confetti. The gifts were nice little household items such as cookbooks, a toaster or blender, pots and pans, and other kitchenware things, sometimes fancy loungewear for the honeymoon. I don't believe there were bachelorette parties back then, just wedding showers. The entire thing, including a cake, coffee, and Jordan almonds in net bags, always the Jordan almonds in swans or net bag. Cost? About at the very most maybe $30 for food and decorations, maybe $50 if you include the gifts. Then everyone went home, each person out maybe $10.00 for the gifts. Work showers were the same way. A party during lunch, a card signed by everyone, a store-bought cake, and back to work. When did things get so complicated and self-serving? The bride isn't even supposed to know about the party. It used to be a surprise. See? This is what happens when people perpetuate the idea that a wedding is all about me. Me being the bride. In fact, weddings are not just about her and her special day, and people who insist otherwise end up creating more Bridezillas through this argument. Now, is the bride important in a wedding? Absolutely. Should she be able to request specific things, within reason? Sure, but there are other important people whose desires should also be considered, such as the groom, the parents of the bride and or groom, especially if one or both of them is paying. Family and amp, friends' needs should be considered as well. The more outlandish, expensive, or entitled you get with your wedding, the less likely those people are going to be to show up for you in the future when you might really need them. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Relationship Stories that'll make your heart skip a beat. If you were captivated by these tales, please hit the like button and share your thoughts in the comments. Don't miss out on any future episodes. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for a steady dose of heartwarming stories.